Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and tripping orange and black and white. Whole day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move, I can Now who wanna move, crossing Now who wanna move, but if you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock them. There we go.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I'm Del Altman, joined by Pork Chop, joined by Big Savage Greg, and joined by Jay Morrison from Pro Football Network, who just got done doing some exciting stuff that he can't talk too much about with a mock draft related to Pro Football Network. That's all we can say.
If you haven't checked out our mock draft simulator, I recommend it. It's very user friendly. It's got scouting reports on all the guys. You get those 4th, 5th round. You're like, who do I really want here? But our people have come up with something new and innovative. It's going to change. Well, I don't know. It may not change the market because I don't know if anybody else has the capabilities of doing this. But we just did a trial run. It's going to we're going to unveil it on Wednesday, and I think it's something that anybody that likes doing mock drafts is going to love. And like I said, you said it. I can't say too much about it. There's proprietary information, but definitely check out Pro Football Network's mock draft on Wednesday. You guys are going to love it.
Mock draft Wednesday.
There you go.
There you go. Hey, I know what we'll be doing on the show Wednesday now.
That's right.
If it's up and running by the time we do the show, we'll definitely have to pop that up and check it out and do one on there.
It should be.
All right, sounds good. Let's jump right in. So free agency, for the most part, is behind us now. The frenzy part of it, the big moves are all off the board. What would you say was the best move in free agency from a Bengals perspective? And then also, these could be the same answer, could be different from a media perspective.
Media perspective, Sheldon Rankins. My goodness, that was a heck of an introductory press conference, and you like guys that are interesting, and you like guys that don't give you cliches and coach speak. And he did not do that. He wasn't afraid to throw people under the bus. That's one of the reasons we love Jamar. Everybody loves Jamar because he's a hell of a player. But Jamar, he's funny and he's honest, and sometimes he says too much. But he is. And he will go on and on. He'll joke and be like, I'm only giving you guys 5 minutes today. And then 20 minutes later, he's still talking. And so Rankins could be in that same mold. It's tough to say what the best move is because I think they were all really solid moves. And you look at, Trent Brown, they had to. They got to. It was almost like Riley Reif a couple of years ago, or even LC Collins, where it got late in that first week, and you're like, you got to get somebody. So to make sure they got him done was big. I personally love the Gesicki move. I think he is going to be fantastic in this offense. This team, they kind of go back and forth. They have years where they're really good in the red zone, and they have years where they struggle a little bit. He's going to be a red zone monster. I mean, that catch radius. And then you combine that with Joe Burrow that can basically put the ball on whichever fingernail you want it. And his accuracy and Gesicki's catch radius and just contested ball ability, I think is going to be a huge weapon. But there's a lot to like about Geno Stone. Maybe not as proven. You wonder about the Nick Scott thing. They signed Nick Scott. He only had 1 year as a starter. Didn't pan out. I don't think Geno's in that same mold, although both those guys were 7th-round picks that worked their way up to being starting caliber guys. Zach Moss, I think, is going to really do some good things in this offense. But again, he's paired with Chase Brown. He's not going to be the main back. And I like the Brown signing. I think bringing Vonn Bell back is going to be huge. But again, how often is he going to be on the field? Is he going to be splitting time with Jordan Battle? I mean, they didn't bring him here just to be a clubhouse veteran guy. No. He's gonna play, but you also don't want to just sit Jordan Battle either. He was maybe the best rookie on the team last year, so I'm interested to see how that's going to play out. But just overall impact, I think Mike Gesicki is, and he was another one. If Sheldon Rankins hadn't come in, he might have been the scribe win because his press conference was pretty good too. Really entertaining guy, really thoughtful, went in deep on his answers, and so those would be my picks.
What about like Vonn Bell? Like he goes away, we get him back, someone else is paying for him, and
Yeah.
We get a comp pick for him this year, and he's playing for us.
Yeah, that never happens.
Man, that's like magic.
It is. It's amazing.
Michael Johnson.
I was going to say,
yeah, that's right.
I can't remember what comp pick they got from Mike.
I think that's third round.
It was a third, yeah, because I was going to say it had to have been high because it was such a huge contract that that was the same thing. I've yet to publish this. I did a deep dive. I went through the Bengals media guide and looked at how many players in franchise history had a gap year where they played for the team, played somewhere else, and came back. There was more than I thought, but some of them might have just been like they went somewhere else and didn't actually play. I'm going to go through and find how many of them actually played for a team between their tenures. Everyone knows Boomer. He did it too. That was more than one gap year, but it's really interesting to see a guy come back that quickly. And Mike Johnson was the one to do it most recently, where it was only a 1-year stint in Tampa Bay. They ended up, the Bengals re-signed him. I believe it was 4 years and $20 million when he came back. It was like this Vonn Bell thing where he's just basically playing on the minimum, and it's Carolina paying the deal, but still just a heck of a get when you can have a guy playing for you in the same season that his comp pick is playing for you.
Well, Jay, you talked about the crowded safety room. Next question: what do you do with Dax Hill? We know. Mike Hilton's on the last year of his deal. I'm assuming he could be a slot corner, but as of right for this season, with the crowded safety room, what is Dax Hill's role going to be?
Yeah, I have no idea, and I don't think the Bengals do either. I think it was interesting at the Combine. Lou said he needs to do one thing really well. Today at the owners' meeting, Zach Taylor said he's a guy that's got great versatility, and we need to figure out. So are they leaning on kind of moving him around? And I don't know. It seems to me the three safeties you have that this almost it seems like now Dax is a cornerback. But who knows? Maybe they find a hybrid role for him. But that's the question, too. You put him at cornerback, well, then is it him or is it DJ Turner starting opposite Cam Taylor-Britt?
Can he play DT?
What's that?
Can he play DT?
Yeah. He's a little slight build for that. But, that's the big hole. That's the big one that's outstanding. And I just did this mock draft I talked about, and it was late before I got one. It was kind of like tight end last year with the Bengals, where you figure they got to get one, but the draft didn't fall the right way. It would have seemed like a reach at any point to get one of these guys. But yeah, I don't know about Dax. I feel like him and DJ Turner, their best position is probably slot corner. So maybe they battle it out in training camp this year, see who is the starter opposite of Cam Taylor-Britt, and then next year, when we assume Mike Hilton moves on, one of those guys slides over and becomes the slot corner.
And sticking with corners, Mon kind of had a question earlier, which was on my list. Could they still look to add a veteran corner prior to the draft? Because, like you said, it's a deep class somewhat at corner, but it thins out quickly sometimes when you do those mock drafts. Adoree Jackson, Steven Nelson, Eli Apple, those are some guys out there. Who do you think they might have interest in, if any at all?
I don't think Eli's coming back here, but maybe one of those other guys. They had an offer to Christian Fulton, who's Jamar's childhood friend, played with him and Burrow at LSU and won a national title. So I think there's definitely interest there. What you mentioned with the draft is right. I don't think there's another position that is more dependent on your draft spot in terms of future success. Most of these guys that end up being starters in the league, and good starters, Pro Bowlers, All Pros, they're first or second round picks. There's some of these other positions, and they kind of, yes, it's more likely to be a first or second rounder, but you have stars kind of bubble up from all these different rounds. And with corner, it's just such a crapshoot after you get past that second round. And that, again, in this mock that we did, I intended, I was very close to taking a corner in the second, and I didn't. I went a different direction, and I just didn't end up taking one at all. I feel like they're good at safety and corner. They've got a lot of depth back there. You can always have more, but I don't think that that's a position as much of a need. And I could see him going through this whole draft without getting a corner or a safety.
What about DJ Ivey? How's he doing on his recovery? Do you have any idea about that?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was mid-December when that happened.
Late.
Yeah, it was late.
So, and they talked about, Cheetos happened on Halloween, and he was still kind of feeling it and struggling to get back to full health. He was totally cleared in training camp, but they were still bringing him along slow. So this could end up being I don't want to say a redshirt year. Maybe it is a redshirt year, even though he's already played a year. But this could be more of a rehab year for DJ Ivey, and it's a shame because he was really coming on special teams wise. Him onto the field a couple times. I think they're high on him, but you never know. All these guys respond differently, and for those guys that are constantly cutting, planning, quick change of direction, it takes a little bit longer on that ACL.
Yeah, that's why I thought they might bring in a veteran, would just be the Ivy not knowing how long, and he didn't really get a ton of snaps. It's 7th-round guy. I mean, he flashed a little bit, but still kind of a big unknown. And with Cheeto leaving, I could see a corner. I just don't know, when that'll be. Do they try to wait till after the draft and see who's still out there? That's a little bit of a dangerous game to play. Moving on to D tackle, as Greg kind of brought up earlier. So what do you see the plan for defensive tackle next year, specifically at nose guard? Will the defense potentially change as a whole? We won't really kind of have that true nose guard type like we did with DJ Reader. I know not all teams do that. So what are kind of your thoughts there? And is that a position maybe they hammer in the draft?
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to address it at some point in the draft. It might be later. And then you wonder too, Sheldon Rankins, kind of took exception to the fact that he's just a pass rusher. He said he can play the run, and some of these other guys that are so good. If Sweat from Texas was there, I would have taken him in the second round of the heartbeat, but he was gone, and he's the one big, really good run stopper in this draft. But there's other defense. There's 3 techs that, the guys that can give you enough. You're never going to get a DJ Reader, but if you can get a guy that can do both and just kind of hold that position down, and then maybe next year, and maybe there's a guy that we don't know about right now, where when teams start cutting players, especially on cut down day, or like Mike Daniels a couple years ago, they went out and signed him right before training camp started. Maybe there's a piece out there that they can use as a 1-year plug in, but it's the biggest hole right now. And the other thing, Paul Danner Jr. and I were discussing this. Do they have Zach Carter put on a bunch of weight again, a second year in a row? Last year they had him put on weight because he was moving from edge into a 3 tech. He just never really did much as a pass rusher, but maybe you keep putting weight on that guy. He's got a tall enough frame where he can hold it, and maybe he becomes a solid guy. Or you go out and you re-sign Josh Tupou. He's been here since the Marvin days, and he's been a serviceable backup. I don't think he's a guy you want being your starting nose tackle, but they're so thin at that position right now. Yeah. It's kind of got to the point where you just throw as many darts at it as possible and see who can help you and how much.
I just wonder, without them re-signing Josh Tupou and letting Reader walk, like if maybe they're going to change the scheme this year.
Yeah, I don't think that's in the plans. No? They wanted Reader back, but I just don't think they were willing to go where Detroit was. And I think they were kind of banking on the fact that, teams would be a little wary. He's not fully healthy yet either. And if someone's going to give that much money, you would think they would want the guy to pass a physical. And it only takes one team to say, hey, we trust you. We think you've rehabbed this injury once and you came back. We think you can do it again. Detroit was that team. But we'll see. I mean, I've not heard anything about a change of scheme, but if anybody's going to do it and flip on the fly, it's going to be Lou. So yeah, we will see. And maybe they go to that 5-man front, which they've used before, and then you get 3 techs in there, and it's I don't know. There's just a lot of different directions that you can go, but it felt like they had to get one in free agency, and the fact that they didn't, and really there's not much else out there. They're all either way too old for the Bengals profile, or they're guys like Josh Tupou, or you might as well just re-sign Tupou.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, Tara Tart. I mean, what was the deal with? Was it? Do you think it was more money, or then I hear Paul Danner said it was attitude? What do you think it was, money or attitude with Tara Tart?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the negotiations were, but something didn't sit well. He came in, he took a visit, they let him walk away without an offer. I just there was something there. When you bring a guy in for a visit, the fit, you've watched the tape, everything is kind of in place, and then sometimes it just comes down to the meshing with the when the in-person stuff and how he answers questions, and they talk about how much they value that all the time. Guys that love football, not just what football can do for them. I'm not saying that's what happened with T.R. Tart, but you just have to wonder. It doesn't sound like that visit went really well. And it's also, his time in Tennessee didn't end well. And Brian Callahan's in Tennessee now. And Brian wasn't there last year, but the GM, Ran Carthon, was. And, maybe the Bengals are getting a little bit of intel from that organization on T.R. You don't know. But for them to have such a major need, and I don't think he was a break the bank kind of guy. So I don't think it was money. I just think there was a personality clash of some point where they just decided they would go in a different direction.
Okay. I know you did it doesn't have to be draft related that you did on the Pro Football Network, but a few prospects you like for the Bengals at pick 18. We've heard obviously offensive tackle. We're talking defensive tackle. I think wide receiver, you can't rule it out. Corner, you can't rule it out. These positions they normally take, but in your opinion, who's just a few prospects you like, a few positions?
Yeah, I like J.C. Latham, the tackle from Alabama. I think he could play guard if he can't beat out Trent Brown. Maybe he battles Cordell Volson for a year and see if that's an upgrade. And if not, then Trent Brown hasn't played a full season in quite some time. Well, I think he did. I think he got 16 games last year, but he's only got 38 starts in the last 4 years. He's averaging 9 starts a season. So you figure at some point, whoever they take is going to have to play. And maybe he's a guy that comes in and beats out Trent Brown. Who knows? But I like him a lot. I like Byron Murphy, the tackle from Texas. Now, he's more of a 3-tech, but he's a guy that I think they could target there. I don't know that they go corner. I feel it's probably 75% offensive tackle, maybe 15% defensive, 20% defensive tackle, and then throw the other ones in a mix. But it's not just Latham. There's a lot of those. Mims from Georgia. He fits the size template. You've already got Trent Brown and Orlando Brown who are
build a basketball team.
Another guy like that. And I think people are a little wary because he only he's got less than 1,000 snaps at the deal.
800, around 800.
Yeah. So that's always a concern, especially for an organization that has struggled to hit on these offensive line prospects. But you got a guy like that. He's got incredible upside if you can develop him the right way.
Scary.
He's got yes. He's just freaky for a guy that size.
Yeah.
I don't think he's there. I don't think he's there at 18. I think there's a much better chance that Latham. I've done a lot of just mock draft simulations where I didn't actually pick him. I just ran with the first 17 were to see who would be available, and Latham's probably available 75% of the time. I think he's a guy that would fit well here.
Do you think it's basically Murphy is the only? I have two guys that I grade as first rounders, and that's Johnny Newton and Byron Murphy at D tackle. Do you think Murphy's the only one the Bengals would be interested in? I really like Newton. I feel like he's somehow getting lost in this entire class. I have him higher than Murphy. I just think he's more explosive. He's very solid against the run too. He's done it for multiple years compared to Murphy doing it kind of for one with Sweat beside him. And that's no knock on Murphy because I've got him as a top 15 guy as well. I really like Johnny Newton. Anything on him?
Yeah, I think he would be in play. What I've seen too, he's mocked in the first round quite a bit right there with Murphy. I don't know. I don't know if the Bengals would see him as an ideal fit or not. I don't know. I want to say we're wasting our time talking D tackle because it's obviously in play, but it just feels to me like it's offensive tackle. Even if Trent Brown starts all 17 games for you this year, it's a 1-year deal. You still need a guy to be your right tackle of the future. And it's too important of a position. It's too big of a need, and it's too good of a class. There's 5-6 guys that can end up going in that first round. So unless something crazy happens where 5 or 6 of them go off the board before they pick at 18, I think that's the way they go.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the other positions are flashy toys, but we're going to get the right tackle that we need.
We need to, right? We've neglected to do that for a lot of years, and that's why we're constantly talking about it anytime there's an injury and we're in the postseason and things like that. So
I think that the fan base would really love it to get one of these D tackles, Murphy or Newton. But I mean, the solid pick is that right tackle to protect Joe. JPJ's not out of the question either for me, and that goes along with protecting Joe. And if we don't get him, he's probably going to be playing us twice a year.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh at 20.
Yep.
So do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, sometimes the Bengals, I don't feel like that's all the time what they do in the first round, but they do a little bit. You see it with Dax Hill. I mean, Murphy, we still didn't have – we extended Trey, and we're keeping him here, so Murphy was just too good of a value. But with Dax, we got him in here a year before, but we weren't at pick 18 either. So do you think that could be in play, that they're thinking that way for Jackson Powers-Johnson? There's our center of the future. I know Bengals fans will riot when Ted leaves because he's such a beloved figure here in Cincinnati. But, I mean, he could compete right away at left guard, potentially play there and then slide over whenever Ted's gone in a year or two. Any thoughts on Jackson Powers-Johnson?
Yeah, I think he's a terrific prospect. It just doesn't seem like this organization values that. It's like tight end, that some organizations value that position and this one doesn't. And what Kevin Zeitler in 2013, last time they took an interior guy that early.
Billy Price when they missed on Ragnow.
Well, yeah, right. That's right. He was first round and missed Ragnow by one pick. I forgot about that. And that's another case for why you don't do it. So I'd be surprised if he was there. Maybe Pittsburgh is nervous about the Bengals taking him and they jump up to 17 and could take him and takes that decision out of their hands. But I think that there's enough of those guys in the mid, maybe not third, but fourth or fifth. You throw a couple darts at a couple guys with guard center versatility and just try to build the depth there, because my gosh, they haven't re-signed Sharping. So if anything happens to Ted Karras, what are you doing at center right now? It's Trey Hill. It's Trey Hill, and
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, so it is a big concern. But if you're drafting an interior guy in the first round, you're expecting him to start right away, and I just don't know that that's the case. Whether the Bengals would do that, you don't even know. I mean, maybe he comes in and beats out Volson, but maybe he doesn't. I just think they go more of the traditional first round picks. They're either tackle, maybe corner, maybe D tackle. But I keep coming back to it. It feels like offensive tackle at 18.
Yeah.
It has. I mean, since the middle of the season, basically, it felt like that was going to be the direction they went. T. Higgins, as Zach kind of said today, expects him back. I seen that you tweeted out, some of his comments on that. Expects it to play out similar to how it was last year. Would you completely rule it out? Are they really taking phone calls? Because that's been floated out there. They're taking phone calls. They're going to listen. But we know how that usually goes with the Bengals. Yeah. Those can be very short conversations.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where they'll answer the phone, absolutely, and then I don't know where the conversation. Where's that opening offer start? They're not saying no, never, like they did last year. But I kind of like it in the story. You remember the Carson Palmer? They said they would never trade him, and he retired. And then the Raiders come in with that ridiculous offer, and it's like, well, okay, if you're going to do that, then we'll make this move. I think that's what it would take for a T deal, and I just don't see it happening. This class is so strong, and I mean, T's been terrific, but he's had some availability issues. Is a team really going to be willing to go all in on T when they can probably get a cheaper T wherever they're picking? Even if they are picking late first round, even if they don't have a first round pick, there's going to be a lot of really good receivers available in this class. And if it was a much thinner class, I could see maybe a team might throw an offer where the Bengals are like, yeah, we'd rather keep T, but this makes too much sense. But I mean, I don't know what that offer would be. You assume if he stays healthy and signs the deal that everyone expects him to sign next year, you're talking about a third round comp pick in 2025. So would you rather have even a second and a third this year, or T. Higgins this year and a third next year? It just, I don't know where to put this percentage at. 3-4%. Like it's
right.
not zero. But
Right.
I'm with Zach. I fully expect to see T. Higgins in stripes this year.
And I don't think he's going to sit out.
I was just going to say, Magic Miguel wanted this knowledge so bad he's up at 3:53 a.m. in the Philippines just to listen to Jay Morrison. You gotta love it.
I never get. If I'm up at that time, I'm still up. I'm not getting up at 3:53 a.m.
Right. That's the late nights at the stadium and road trips and different things, right?
Or the neighborhood bar.
Or the rock concert, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of rock concerts, let's do a run, pass, or boot.
Here we go.
Rock
right.
band edition. So AC/DC, Metallica, and Kiss. Run, pass, or boot.
Well, like what I would see right now, or career
Just in general. Your favorite, any way you want to put it.
So Kiss was AC/DC was the first concert I ever went to. Kiss Alive 2 was the first album I ever had. I got it as a Christmas gift. Metallica is probably my favorite out of that group.
I saw them in concert.
It's a giant hole. I've never seen them. It's a giant hole in my concert resume. I can't think of too many bands that I really like that I've never seen. I have not seen Metallica.
They were awesome.
Yes. I bet. I would see. My wife's not a big fan, so that kind of plays into it. Although I've gone to see Slipknot by myself, I've gone to see Luke Combs by myself. She doesn't have to go with me all the time, but I would run Metallica. I'll pass on AC/DC and I'll boot Kiss. I love the game-breaking nature of Kiss, but I just never. They were a little bit too much before my time. And
I don't get it. Chop's up there with this shocked face, but
I'm just saying, like, you gave 3 horrible choices to boot one of them, Dale. But Kiss, let me tell you, my experience with Kiss is that I went to a concert to see Motley Crue. That's what I thought until Kiss came out, and I realized I was there for Kiss because they just took it over. It was crazy. It was a great concert. It was awesome. And I didn't even go for Kiss. It made me more of a Kiss fan seeing them, when they came with Motley Crue. Actually, Motley Crue came with them. They opened up for them. And
I've seen Kiss twice, and it's in their later years. I didn't see them in their heyday. So it's like Motley Crue now. Motley Crue is a shell of what they used to be. We saw Kiss. We saw Kiss 2 years ago in Daytona at Rockville, and it didn't sound great. And we did see them maybe 10, 15 years ago at Riverbend, and they were pretty good then. But I wish I would have seen them in the 70s when they're
out.
Hell yeah,
they're out. So, did you give your run and pass yet?
Yeah, I'd run Metallica, and then I'd pass on AC/DC.
So my boss, he's a big 80s metal guy. The band I got into was Guns N' Roses. I think Appetite for Destruction, in my opinion, was the best album of the 80s. I know people are going to debate me on that, but Guns N' Roses was the band I got into.
Yeah, what Pork Chop was talking about was we went and saw Guns open for Aerosmith, and I mean Aerosmith could feel it. They knew that Guns N' Roses was because we saw them twice on that tour. We saw them once at Riverbend, we saw them at Buckeye Lake in Newark, Ohio, and they knew that they were getting blown away, and they were something else live. And I was a huge Guns fan. I was on them from the very get-go, and I've seen them a number of times. Still go back and listen to Appetite all the way through from time to time. I did a job in college where it was right before Ohio put the seatbelt law into effect. So I was working for a law firm that was working for the state of Ohio, and I drove around the state and I counted people at intersections, who was wearing seatbelts, who weren't, with in state or out of state plates, in county or out of county, male, female. It was crazy. I mean, so some of these are in Appalachia, Southeast Ohio, and I wouldn't see a single car in 15 minutes. And other ones are like 275 in Beachmont Avenue, where it's just nonstop. And they said the busy ones, you just pick one direction and count. But I did that it was like a 4-week span that I did on my Christmas break at OU was 6 weeks. And so I did that over 4 weeks, and Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, Hank Williams Jr.'s greatest hits, and the John Cougar Mellencamp, the the album that had Cherry Bomb on it. I can't remember what that was, but like those 3 cassettes, that's all I listened to that whole 4 weeks.
The Runaways, Cherry Bomb, when Joe Jett was in the Runaways before she got big. Yeah, Cherry Bomb. Yeah, that was the song.
Well, no, it was John Cougar Mellencamp. It was
Greg, you dumbass.
Right, Greg.
Did he have? I thought he had a song called. Maybe not. Maybe I'm getting that confused. Whatever the John Cougar Mellencamp album was in the 1987 range. That's the one that I had.
Okay.
Yeah. If you go see Metallica, man, take earplugs. That my ears rang for 3 days after Metallica, but I was like in the 11th row in the pavilion at Riverbend.
I have nonstop ringing in my ears. It's not like the tinnitus that drives you crazy, but it never goes away. I know it's from the concerts. It's from when I mow the yard. I listen to music and it's full blast. So because I want to hear it over the mower. Not so much anymore. I'm more of a podcast guy when I mow now. But yeah, and I found there's these earplugs called Eargasm, and they're not like the foam ones that just muffle the sound and deaden the sound. They're the ones that musicians actually use, and it still sounds really good. It just lowers the volume. So
okay.
I wonder if those are made by Smokey Robinson. He did a whole album recently called Gasms.
Yes, it's true. He did, didn't he?
I swear, look it up, Jay. It's some of the wildest stuff. Just look at the song titles. You don't even have to listen to the songs.
Yeah.
Just look at the song titles from Smokey Robinson Gasms. That's what I'm gonna tell everybody.
I'll check it out.
Hey, appreciate you. You've been on for 30 minutes. You're incredible as always. Tell everybody where they can check you out.
Yeah, profootballnetwork.com. A lot of stuff up there. Multiple stories a day that I'm writing. The podcast, the PFN podcast with Dallas Robinson. Now I'm back with Paul Daner Jr. doing one once a week. The Growler, that's usually on Wednesdays. I believe we're recording on Thursdays this week. And then on Twitter, I put up all the links to all my stuff on Twitter @byjmorrison.
Awesome.
Yeah, Greg. Mellencamp's Cherry Bomb is way different, you idiot.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Jay.
I know. I love the Runaways. I know it was a heck of a. It was like the first all girls band, if I remember right.
Exactly. So yeah, that was the only song that came to my mind. So yeah, but no, awesome. You're a big Guns N' Roses fan. That's even more awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Jay.
Huge.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good one, brother.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
What's up, Greg?
Marvin Gaye.
How y'all
Get
doing?
your shit together, Greg.
Hey, Cherry Bomb. That was the first thing that came to my head was Cherry Bomb, man. I don't know why, but
Tell him, Chop. Tell him to get his shit together.
Yeah,
Matt,
Greg,
tell me.
get your shit together for the love of God. We
I
got
was
Jay
waiting
Morrison
on
here.
Matt Walker to do it in the chat.
I was waiting for Matt to come at me. I'm surprised nobody in the chat's tried to come at me really hard. But that was a good song, though. He knew what I was talking about, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jay, so right before a little behind the scenes, so he's working on this mock draft thing because they're rolling something out with Pro Football Network Wednesday, as he mentioned. That's all the details we have. So we'll have to check it out Wednesday. But, you know, right before, he's got to do that for like 2 hours. It was like a 2-hour thing.
No, 3 hours. It was 3 hours.
3 hours. And he's like, I don't know if I'll make it on. So this man did 3 hours of a thing he didn't even realize he was going to have to do. And then still came on and gave us the scheduled time for half an hour. So
he kept saying, hey, I'm going to try to make it. I'm like, dude, you can't make it. No big deal at all. I mean, Jay, just an awesome person in general. Always try to stay true to his word. Really good dude.
And this is a destination spot there, Greg. Bengals and Brews. You know.
Yes, it is.
Like, he's made it.
He's made it.
Yeah, he's probably down there talking to Paul Daner.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I made it too. I was on Brews today.
There you go, Matt.
Thank you, man.
And now Matt's
time you told me to sit.
Yeah.
Time, Matt.
He's got to get his shit together to tell you to get your shit together.
Get your shit together,
everybody's got to get their shit together. So, yeah.
Matt, get your shit together so you can tell Greg to get his shit
Matt,
together.
what the hell, man?
Everybody get your fucking shit together.
No, Matt, I love it. Hey, Miguel. Hey, dude, 3:53 a.m. in the morning. That's dedication right there, man. I'll give you credit for that, Miguel.
We've got a teamwork composure, okay?
Who's going to opening day?
I'm not going to opening day.
I have to work.
That's a lot of people. I barely like people.
I can't stand, I hear you, Dale.
Yeah.
Hey, Arrow, do you have your shit together right now?
No, he doesn't.
No, he
Absolutely, I
does.
never have my shit together. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
that's true.
expect it from
Well, no,
him.
I'll tell you guys who doesn't have their shit together. The NFL. Hey, we can't tackle anymore. You literally got to
No
pick
shit,
a guy
man.
up, put a pillow underneath, and make sure and give them a blanket and a teddy bear and make sure they're fine because the NFL's ridiculous.
Yeah. Make sure
That's
you carry
good,
some.
Rick.
They don't get your shit together, okay? What are we supposed to do now? We supposed to just make a two-hand touch football? This is ridiculous. Do I need to put my war paint on again? Because I'll do it.
I don't think anybody wants that war paint again.
Okay. You really hurt me, Dale. I was really ready to do it.
Well, we're pretty sure you just splooged on yourself.
It's true. It did kind of look like a bukkake.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from that one.
Okay.
Don't really do it for me.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's not going to be good, right? Because we all know how it's not so much the rule for us. I think it's the wow. Here's another way to get fucked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also they give the third challenge, which sounds like a good deal, but it's just another way that they can use to control the game, if you ask me.
Right. It's a little scary because we all know they're in bed with the gambling sites. It's not hidden. It's well out there. Yeah. That war paint looked like a 70s porn, Ken said.
That's right, Greg.
Hey, give me a break, Ken, man. It was last second, man. I was depressed that episode. I'm like, I got to make a big comeback entrance right here.
Greg got a giant
fucking.
fucking.
You had a comeback entrance.
You sure did have a comeback.
I'm like, I gotta do something here. I gotta do something here, man. And I'm like, oh man, last second effort. So here we go.
Like anybody that ever wonders what goes on when Greg turns his screen off and then he comes back like that, I think you got your answer. Fill in the blank.
Absolutely.
All we hear is some cake and
I do have a slice of cake left, so maybe I could rub icing on my face. I don't know.
You go, Greg.
I'm really wanting that tart, Sonny. I really want to do that Pop-Tart thing, man. That thing's been on my mind. I was about to raid Kroger's. I really want to sign tarts so I can raid Kroger's Pop-Tart.
Yeah, just sign them for and then release them a day later. Just so Greg can rub cinnamon sugar on his body.
Yes. I mean, come on. Let's get this going.
Well, why don't you? I mean, we signed Trent Brown, so find something brown. See if there's a shit outside and rub it on.
I said when you weren't on here last week, I said, I guess she just got to rub shit all over you.
He did say that. Yeah.
Just go out in the yard and see if you can find a shit, Greg. Roll around in it. Oh, shit, he got the bat out. I'm sorry. I apologize.
He lives closer to you, Chop.
I know. He ain't going to drive 2 hours to use that bat. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Fucking Derek, he's driving towards him right now. Maybe you can meet Derek in this parking lot.
Yeah, Derek, just meet me at Midwest Best sometime.
Oh, he's not on night shift now.
I just want a little conversation. I just want to have conversation with you in the parking lot. Just got to make sure it's blocked off and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding.
Man, I'm telling you right now, I have really thought about one bad thing about Midwest Best. But the only bad thing is it's so damn far from me.
Well, how do you think I feel, you fucking prick?
How is so
you think
you feel bad?
Well, you're right, Dale.
How is so far from you, Chop?
I do. You know what? I do feel better now. I appreciate you, Dale.
How far is that?
From you to me?
No, from you to Midwest.
Like 35 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes.
Oh my God.
35, Dale. I didn't say 30, 35.
I call that going to work.
How far is that from you, Dale? How far is that from you?
Oh, almost 2 hours like everything else.
Yeah. Derek, how far is Midwest from you? It's like, I'm going to guess an hour and 15 minutes. Am I right?
No, it's probably about 50 minutes or so.
Less than an hour.
All right.
Less than an hour. How about you, Greg?
Oh, well, I don't. Just 10 or 15 minutes or something like that. I've been depending on
traffic. Live there.
Fuck, it's in Greg's backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, I live pretty decently far.
They built a kiosk in Greg's backyard. You can either stop at their main store up there off of Ward's Corner or swing by Greg's backyard where when he's not involved with the show, people can pull up and he'll make them sliders, pulled pork sliders and chicken wings.
Yeah, that's true.
Gee, fuck yeah.
We need to get a Midwest Best food truck out there.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
and then they can come out to Adams County, and then that's only an hour for Dale.
Yeah, there you go, Dale.
There you go.
Greg can drive it.
I can drive the truck. I can serve the food. I took a half a semester culinary arts, and
There you go.
And then it didn't work out too well for me.
Old Foxy there. This is 2 hours for him.
Yeah.
He got his first tattoo. You proud of him, Chop?
I'm proud as a motherfucker of Foxy, man. Like he's one of my kids.
Yep.
What about
And
me,
he's got
Greg?
a sweet ass bag coming. Foxy's sack is looking nice. Derek got it for him.
What?
Foxy's sack.
What?
Got him a
Derek.
big old sack.
Derek got Foxy a big old sack. It's nice.
Are we talking about marijuana?
No, his sack. Like Foxy's sack. Foxy picked a sack from Derek.
I don't
use
know.
mine anyway. So
A Bengals and Brews sack. From the chop shop.
Oh, he didn't get the. Is it the backpack?
No, he sorted through there when Derek said you could pick one thing you want. He sorted through there and found the highest dollar part. He's smart.
Son of a bitch, Foxy.
I want to know. Hey, when you get that thing, Foxy, I need to know how it is, though.
yeah, take a picture of it and post it on Twitter for us.
Well, there are pictures of it right on my shop site, too.
Greg, what are you
So
eating
what do you guys?
now?
Swiss cheese.
A big chunk of fucking Swiss cheese? Okay.
So we've got something.
No question.
We got something really big coming up this weekend, guys.
Is it your penis?
No, I said big. Come on now.
Mm.
We've got some football this weekend.
Oh God.
The
We do?
Arlington Renegades,
Oh my
defending
God.
champions, are coming to make sure that they can keep that title. You know,
Is that AJ McCarron?
that is not AJ McCarron.
Here's what I found.
What'd you find?
What'd you
That
find?
is. So it's Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is when it first starts. I think the first game's at like 1:00.
I'll make sure and tune in.
Hell yeah. Guess I got my Saturday planned now.
Yeah.
Oh, kid's birthday party? Nope. Sorry, kids. No birthday
Oh.
this year. We have Arlington Renegades.
That's a bad example, Dale. Derek does not miss a fucking birthday party.
But you know what I'm never going to miss? 50 West Beer, Midwest Best Barbecue. Proud sponsors of our show. Something you never want to miss
Take a drink of each one.
when the time comes.
Do a shot.
Yeah. Get shot glasses.
Yeah, get some shot glasses.
Yeah.
Can you promote
Mix them together and
Take
take
a
a shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see your facial expression.
Yeah, my only thing they took a shot this week is my plumber had to unclog my shower. Oh my God, that was
You shit in the shower? Would you waffle stomp that
Don't
turd down
shit
your
in the
drain?
shower.
no. There was no crap in the shower. I shed a bunch of hair. This mullet's been driving. It's been evil so far to me with my shower.
I'll bet Greg's fucking drain does have a fucking shit ton of hair in it. He's hairy.
Yep.
He's a hairy guy.
You want to see my back? I'll try to shave my back, man.
Greg, I think you still need to grow your beard.
I don't.
Yes.
Yes. Like it was starting to come in, son. And then
That's
if-
trying to
what
cause shadow. And guys, I get itchy like crazy, man. It's like getting tortured, man. I can't stand it.
yeah, but
You
would
know-
you rather look like a pedophile or have an itchy face?
What?
Yeah, you look like a pedophile now.
What?
Yeah.
You need facial hair.
Yes, exactly.
You think that'll get him to do it, Chop?
No.
It would save me money on razors.
And you
I
would
know.
also like
And
go
the
off
Bengals
of
would win the Super Bowl.
you might be off the
Yeah,
FBI
okay.
watch list also. I think Greg would look badass with he can grow it in thick, man, like a big old fucking Fu Manchu and some chops. You'd look like a
Should do it,
badass,
Greg.
Greg.
What do you think, Derek?
Derek.
He's at a birthday party.
Yeah,
He
probably.
mentioned a birthday party. And he was like, "Oh shit!"
He was driving home and he passed a birthday party. He fucking pulled over like a garage sale. Like, fuck, I gotta stop in here.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Marshall wants to know: is the plumber the one who spooged on your face the other day?
I'm actually I'm actually trying to get my whole shower done and my whole bathroom done. Get a new shower put in, so I don't because I never take a bath or anything. So maybe that'll look nicer. Who knows?
Maybe Greg will go live from the bathtub.
He could. And he'll be in there singing Spice Girls and doing the dot bot right in the shower.
Yeah, we haven't had a dance in like weeks.
No.
I've seen so many comments and so many people upset.
Hey, I'll do cherry bomb.
This is the time for the chat.
Oh, please.
To tell them if they want.
God damn it, Dale. I'll be right back.
We'll be right back, he says.
Yeah.
Dance in a while.
The dot bot. It's taking all the kids. I recently asked my kids, I have seniors at school, and I asked them what's going on at school, anything new, and they said, well, there's a trendy new dance that's hitting the schools. It's called the dot bot.
I've seen it before, so I can understand.
So at prom this year, did prom already happen?
No, not here.
All right. Well, at prom this year, fucking dot bot.
So,
I make it up there in East Bumfuck, Ohio, where you live too.
Our prom is a week before the draft. Thank God it's not the same weekend.
Shit, man! They cut that one close, didn't they?
Oof.
God dang! Well,
Don't reschedule.
So upset when you weren't there to take pictures of her before the prom.
Sorry, priorities,
dude. Project Game Day is going to be badass, isn't it?
What's your question, Crab? He said he had a question, but I don't know what his question was.
Oh, yeah. Here, look. Yeah, go ahead with your question.
B. I choose B.
I always go with D, all the above. I like
C's
D.
a safe choice.
I like D.
Oh, yeah. If it's all the above, yeah.
You don't want some D?
Depends.
When I was younger, you're talking to Jay about AC/DC. This is no lie, man. I was such a fucking idiot. I would take tests. I wouldn't even give a fuck, man. I would just fill in those little things, A, C, D, C.
That's how you can make as much money as Chop.
Yes, that's right.
Teaching the kids what to do. Yeah. Gregory says you have to get your right tackle of the future right now.
I don't know.
It seems like
the title of the song, the Bad Boys Cops theme song.
All right.
Tell me what you want, what you gonna do.
That does not sound Rastafarian.
Hey, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys.
This is when someone should come on his face again.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
Come on Greg's face.
Yeah, right. That's what they're gonna do.
Go to school in the golden rule. So why are you acting such a petty fool? If you got a heart, then you must get cool. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
That's too bad.
You chuck it on this one. You chuck it on your mother. You just chuck it on your father. You chuck it on your brother. You chuck it on your sister. You chuck it on your brother. You chuck it on me.
What?
What's she gonna do?
Are they talking?
Dot bot.
Yeah, dot bot.
Oh, I thought he was gonna pull that chair and jump off, like laying through his recliner or something.
Speaking of Bad Boys, there will be a new one, I think, this summer potentially.
They got a new everything coming out, Dale. They ran out of original ideas.
Oh yeah, it's remakes.
There are no original ideas. All the toys are shit that I played with is a very unsafer version I played with when I was a kid. The new ones, and then movies too. It's the same shit.
Anybody watched Roadhouse yet?
Hell yeah, I did. It sucks. It's horrible.
Jake Gyllenhaal, nah.
Let me tell you something. Conor McGregor is a fucking terrible actor.
You mean Jake Gyllenhaal?
Christ. And they
No,
picked
Conor
the wrong guy
McGregor's
to
in
play
it.
some
Conor
badass.
McGregor's in it.
Oh.
Conor
Jake
McGregor
Gyllenhaal is in it. But
probably
Jake
gained
Gyllenhaal
50
is
pounds for that movie of muscle, and he lost his neck. Like his shoulders grew into his chin. And he's man. Look.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Why did they just have him fight? Like you can always have a mouthpiece. Like they do that in wrestling, even. You know, if you're not good on the mic, you just have somebody else fucking talk for you.
I mean, it's not like he had like
All he had to
super
do
long.
was like shit on somebody.
Yes.
Like literally. He didn't need to talk.
He could have just came in there and whooped ass. That was his whole thing in there anyway. But I mean, if there's nothing else to watch, give it a watch. I'm not gonna say it's total trash. It's just not great.
Does anybody watch Shogun? That's
no, I haven't, but I've been
FX.
interested in it.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I like it. Now you gotta read.
I'm out.
So, yeah.
I need the book version. I need the book audio version.
I mean, there's parts where you don't have to read, but there's a lot you have to read, obviously.
I don't like reading.
Yeah, I'm out.
But it's pretty good.
Hey, there's a good old saying that I learned as a kid. Having fun isn't hard when you got a library card.
But you don't
That
like
sounds
to
like
read.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that's what I was told.
That's what you're told.
That was on
Yeah.
Arthur. Hey, I grew up on Arthur. Give me a break.
Oh, so you didn't actually go to the library. You just watched Arthur.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Buddy, when I wrote book reports, you think I read the... No, actually, I really did read the book, but you just watched the TV show.
Man, Chris getting pissed. Don't be calling it Roadhouse. He's okay if it's Roadhouse 2. Otherwise, call it Bar Fight. That's
Bar
true.
Fight. The new
You
Bar
just
Fight.
call it
movie.
Bar Fight.
I haven't watched it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. There's something... Look, I don't get caught up with everything at time. My brother says I'm an old school guy. I just watch old school shows, to be honest.
70s porn.
Like, yeah, 70s porn.
King of
Debbie
the
does
Hills,
now.
what I watch.
And he smears mayonnaise on his nipples.
Yeah, sure.
Watching 70s porn.
Whatever you're into, Chop.
Chop, do you go over and lick it off?
Yeah, that's right, Chop. You're busted.
I don't know. So apparently people don't like that. People don't like that movie.
Which one? Oh, Roadhouse. Yeah, it's not great.
I hear it.
I'll tell you what, though. Look, don't fucking give up on Amazon Prime movies because that Ricky Stenicki, that motherfucker's hilarious.
Chop, everybody's
I watched it. It was okay.
It was hilarious, Dale.
I was going to say, don't piss off Chop, Dale.
Tears
It
were
was
rolling
okay.
down my eyes, man. I'm not kidding. Tears were rolling down my eyes. John Cena is a great actor.
No, oh, you like John Cena as an actor? Okay.
Yeah, he was good in that movie.
How can you even see him?
How could I see him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well, because he wasn't John Cena in that movie. He was Ricky
Oh.
Stenicki. Right.
Oh,
You
that
can't
makes
see John Cena, but you can sure in the fuck see Ricky Stenicki.
I almost
Yep.
had you.
I know. You got me close. It took me a
Oh,
minute.
that's so close.
I just woke up, Dale. I'm fresh. You know what I'm saying? You got to catch me on the backside.
Yeah, there's a second one too. Those are on Hulu. Vacation Friends. The first one was pretty good. Him and Rel, or I don't even know. Those fucking people that have names that sound like fucking sounds.
There was one on Hulu with Owen Wilson.
Ribbit.
What was the name? It wasn't the. You guys remember the painter Bob Ross? We didn't play Bob Ross, but it was based on Bob Ross.
There is a movie out about that, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not Bob Ross, but he's got like the big.
A little tree.
Yeah,
It's probably
exactly.
called Happy Trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, Owen Wilson's perfect for that role because Owen Wilson's always a chill, laid back guy. So that's perfect. That was perfect for Owen Wilson.
Because he smokes
John
a lot
Cena's-
of pot with Woody Harrelson.
There you go.
John Cena's got a rap album?
I mean, that was his first like gimmick, you know.
Was it
'cause
really?
He liked to rap. Like his first real gimmick. It was just like, oh, let's have him rap because he wasn't doing shit.
Speaking of John Cena, is he on your guys' Mount Rushmore?
Peacemaker is freaking awesome.
Is
Yeah,
he on your
Peacemaker.
guys' Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
Fuck no.
Oh, God, no. Are you fucking crazy?
No, some people have him on
Doom
there.
is not on there.
Who the fuck has John Cena?
No, no,
People
yeah,
that was
here's the-
born in the last
It was-
15, 20 years, probably.
It was Hulk. He had Hulk Hogan. He had Ric Flair, The Undertaker, and John Cena.
Who did?
Some guy. I forget his name.
Some guy.
Yeah. Personally, my guy was a Sting.
Maybe it's Cum Guy, and that's the guy who's off the side of Greg's screen.
Booker T. Washington was also a big fan of.
It's just Booker T. Booker T.
Oh, yeah.
Booker T. What the fuck is the Washington?
That's a whole historical.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Yeah, you can dig it.
Rosa Parks was a really good wrestler.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I said Booker T.
Remember her matches against the Great Moolah?
Her move was to the back of the bus. I mean, what the fuck?
I'm out on that one.
Great. Yeah.
Don't call HR.
No, Booker T was one of my favorites, though.
That's what I'm saying. And Macho Man, you know what I'm
saying? Macho Man would have been mine.
There's a lot of wrestlers you could name to be on that Mount Rushmore. John Cena was great. Don't get me wrong. John Cena's great, and he's a great performer. But the Mount Rushmore, I don't fucking think so, man. That means he's better than The Rock?
There's also differences. There's differences, too. You got to go.
No, The Rock, that was the other guy.
In-ring performers. Is it a combination of in-ring and mic
Roddy Piper?
Yeah.
All right, you guys got
Huh?
Mic skills. You know, if you're talking on the mic, Stone Cold, The Rock.
Dude, Mike skills.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair is the fucking king, and he'll never, ever fucking be dethroned from Mike skills.
No, I take Hogan over Ric Flair.
You don't even fucking know Booker T's name, Greg.
Hulk Hogan, I would take over Ric Flair in a heartbeat. You guys are full of crap.
Hulk Hogan will tell you Ric Flair over Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan can't even fucking wrestle. Hulk Hogan can't fucking wrestle. Ric Flair put him over so that he'd look good.
Hulk Hogan picked up Andre the Giant, man. Come on.
It doesn't matter. He still can't fucking wrestle.
Here's the thing. No one picked up Andre the Giant if he didn't let them. If he didn't help them do that.
Hey, to each his own. Hulk Hogan is the Babe Ruth of wrestling.
That is blasphemy, honestly.
Fucking out. I can't even be on the screen.
Shawn Michaels, though, I mean, is pretty great.
This is just
controversial. This and that, in ring especially. But I mean, he's good on the mic too.
Buddy, I'm just as confident as Val Kilmer is with Batman.
Yeah, so you're wrong a lot.
Yeah.
The best Batman is Val Kilmer.
Yep.
Greg said that before.
I have no problem saying that.
He was fucking great. George Clooney was better than his ass.
Oh, shut the hell. Oh, my God. Look, Chop. To each his own, don't get me wrong. But George Clooney, Ben Affleck is the worst. Ben Affleck is by far the worst.
Ben Affleck did a good job.
There's only two answers that are acceptable.
Yes.
It's Michael Keaton and it's Christian Bell.
You got it.
If that's not either of your answers, you're wrong.
Right.
Sorry. Well, that's your opinion.
Yours is probably Twilight. To be fair, I didn't think Robert
Pattinson did a great job.
He wasn't awful, but Michael Keaton and Christian Bell, top two. Period. Put them in order.
I take Robert Pattinson over Michael Keaton. I don't care what people say to me. You could say I'm stupid to my face. I will take Robert Pattinson over Michael Keaton. I have no problem saying that.
What is wrong with you?
That I'm right.
What the fuck are they putting in your cake?
You got to stop getting splooged all over. It's fucking with the brain cells.
You took one too many loads to the
face. You guys think that's bad? My boss actually thinks Adam West is the best Batman. I could not stand the old Adam West. I know that's what started it, but I couldn't stand the old Adam West.
Emo Batman.
Man, what the fuck is this? Travis thinks that Val Kilmer's also the best Batman.
Thank you, Travis.
Is that what it is, Travis?
I don't believe that Travis thinks
I don't think so either.
I think Greg sneezed off camera.
Santori. Yeah, you might as well. We could be twins.
Yeah, both wear number 72.
There you go. Get your number 72.
See? I was right. Greg did sneeze off camera.
Oh, all right. So fuck you on Val Kilmer still.
Yeah.
Travis. God damn you.
Anybody agree with Greg that's Val
Kilmer?
Person.
Does anybody, one person agree that Val Kilmer was the best Batman?
I don't care what everybody thinks. Everybody has a right to their own opinion, and that's
he said Adam West ain't even close.
I was just gonna say, Adam West is the best Batman. He laid the groundwork, the precedence. That's the standard. Uh-oh.
You guys can debate me.
Here.
You guys can call me.
Greg, finally, something you're an expert on. Somebody has a question here. This fucking guy, Santori guy.
Oh, no, this is a good one, Santori. So it depends on what you're in the mood for.
Good one.
There's
a good one.
My personal favorite type of cake, Santori. Let's go yellow cake with chocolate icing. But if they don't have that, your backup plan should be German chocolate cake. Now, another good cake that's very underrated, Pork Chop has had it, is coconut.
This motherfucker sounds like Martha Stewart all of a sudden.
I know.
Okay, there. But another good cake is coconut cake. And I don't hate coconut, not the taste, the consistency.
It's great.
But it's good. It's refreshing.
Cake.
But no, your first choice, yellow cake with chocolate icing, Santori. Your second choice should be German chocolate cake if they have it there, and then coconut cake. If not, if you're in a bad situation, though, then
any cake. Any cake will do.
Any cake will do.
No,
not angel food. I hate angel food cake. When I call for cake slices, man, I get all fired up. And when they say, oh, it's angel food cake, I'm like, gosh.
Says, gosh darn it.
Worst day,
Willikers.
Yeah.
Worst day of my life, man. Like I felt like I was all happy to do lucky. And then it's angel food cake. I mean, come on.
It's not insane if you're a graders, though. You're going to need that advice.
Crip, I still don't know what your question was. I'm not popping questions up all the time.
What the hell is, where is Crips? Let me see here.
No, he said it's okay.
No, I did spill gas today. I did spill some gas today.
Yeah, what was the question?
Just ask the question again, Crip. Shit.
Yes, please retype the question.
This is a fucking difficult, Crip. You're being a fucking diva. You're acting like fucking Greg right now.
Was what octane level was that gas you were sniffing today, Greg?
Just regular.
87.
Yeah, I no diesel today.
All right.
Is the diesel the one you sniffed before you killed ducks?
No. Well, there's a funny story that there actually were some geese around when I was driving through a Kroger one day, and I was really closing.
Boom. This is the fucking question. Fold.
Or ball it. Like ball it.
Oh, you can't fucking ball it? That's nasty. How do you go for the second wipe if you ball it?
No, I'm just saying. That's the question.
Oh, yeah. It's a
I
fold.
remember this question. We talked about with Clark Harris, my best friend.
What'd Clark do? What'd he say?
Fold, duh.
Yeah, you fold. What fucking kind of psycho just grabs a wad of toilet paper and wipes his ass?
There was somebody in the chat that agreed. Travis's co-host also is the one who says that he just balls it up and sticks it up in it. I don't know.
The guy's still on your show, Travis? That's fucking psycho, man.
That's why.
How do you wipe? What's the proper way to wipe, man? Let's think about it.
You fucking, first of all, you get enough so you can layer up, right? And then you wipe and fold. You can get you can fold once. You can get like 3 or 4 wipes out of one.
No, wait a minute. What if you have corn, though, man? You know, corn?
All right. It'll fold right into the paper.
All right, cool.
And then there'll be a little like a ridge in there.
Do you regularly have corn in your ass?
Well, see, I eat Chipotle a lot, man. You can't have corn without Chipotle. Duh.
Fucking Travis knows. Greg, you're a baller. You wad up your fucking toilet paper.
Oh, hell yeah, man. You got to wad that shit up, man.
Yeah.
Greg uses his toilet paper like a fucking tampon.
Greg probably has, when Greg gets done taking a shit, he probably
No, can I tell you guys?
Listen, Greg probably has to use shampoo after he shits because I bet his ass crack is fucking hairy as
I'm not going to talk about this. I told you guys off air one time, man, but I've had times, man. I mean, I've clogged so many toilets in my life, man. One time, I was on a road trip with my dad one time, and you got to remember, my dad drove for like 8 or 9 hours. My dad was tired as hell, and I used too much toilet paper at a Ramonda Inn, and my dad just yelled the crap out of me one time. And I'm like, ever since then, and to this was in the year 2000. To this day, I still go to a hotel, not inside the hotel bathroom, but in the lobby, because that way I can't get in trouble if I clog a toilet.
I thought you were going to tell us about some of your church camp stories on here.
Uh-oh.
No. All I'm going to say is God is good and loves you all. If you clog, you clean the stall.
Amen. What?
What about morning dips? What about morning dips in the water? Not talking about that. Greg's out on that one. Maybe one day he'll tell you all.
That's right. Folding. I don't know. I've thought, listen, man, I've given this way more thought than a person should, but like, I'm just like, I don't know how in the fuck people just grab a wad of toilet paper and wipe their ass and then go at it again. You got to get a whole new wad of toilet paper, right?
It's wasteful. It just seems wasteful.
It is wasteful,
too, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you wipe and fold the way it was meant to be. And the toilet paper needs to hang off the front, not the back. That's improper use of toilet paper.
You know what I can't stand? I can't stand going to a bathroom and there's a new roll of toilet paper they have, and you have to you're constantly trying to unwrap it and all that. And it drives me insane at times.
Oh, well, the one at work, man, it's really low. So if it's fresh, you got to sit down, you got to spin it with your
When I use toilet paper, I don't use it off the roller thing. I just physically grab it and unroll it myself, so I don't have to bend down.
Well, you wouldn't be able to do that at my job.
No, okay.
What has 5 toes?
Is this the question? Was this the original question?
This must be the question. What has 5 toes and it's not your foot? Maybe it's Greg's foot, or it's just anybody's foot.
I don't know.
Toes.
Grip, you've stumped me, bud. What's the answer?
Doritos.
What? It has 5 toes, John.
Do we win a prize?
Hey, whoa. Dale, NFL draft news. Bengals have been showing a lot of interest in JMUDE Jalen Green. You know who he is?
Yeah, he led the NCAA in sacks until he got hurt in like week 8 or 9. Smaller guy. James Madison is the JMU. Okay,
they've been showing a lot of interest in him. What round do you think we can get him in?
I've got him as an early 7th round guy.
What is the position? DT?
Defensive end.
Yeah, he's an edge. He's a small edge. So kind of a hybrid linebacker, edge, pass rush.
There you go, Crip. There's the answer. It's Austin's hand.
Speaking of hands,
I don't think we're ever going to know the answer. 5 toes, not your foot.
I don't know. And the Clark Harris episode will never be equaled. It's impossible.
No.
That man brought a bottle of liquor, and I had never met him. We ended up singing Moana together. It's pretty hard to top that.
No, that will be hard to top.
Well, I mean, the dot bot. Come on.
Oh, stop it.
I mean, I got a fucking whole fucking thing of Pilsner, a fucking growler of Pilsner from the local brewery. And that thing was gone in like less than an hour because I was like, oh, we'll only have Clark for this time. So I'm going to get some mash during this episode. Then I was like, shit. My wife had to go get more beer. It was all kinds of crazy. Because he just was going to keep going.
Yeah, you had to cut him off. You had to leave, and then it was just him on the show.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah, that was a good episode. I did watch it.
Yeah, there's some jewels back in the old archive. Because we've been doing this show for 2 or 3 years now, so
it's fun to go back and watch those episodes.
Oh yeah.
I go back to clip stuff sometimes, like with the Goodberries, and I'm like, damn, that was out of control.
Still driving. Maybe tomorrow. But what about Wednesday? Tomorrow we won't be here.
Yeah.
Unless some kind of big shit happens, which I don't see going on.
Higgins traded. No, it's not happening.
Yeah, right.
All right, Greg, say something smart to end this.
Do it.